We are about to continue tape 2 of Rev Avrohom. Avrohom Alav Shalom Zechet Tzaddik Kadosh Bracha was a shochet, someone who would make sure that we have kosher meat, chickens, meat, we should have bulls, cows. He was a mohel, but he wouldn't practice it because he didn't want to take away other people's jobs, and there were other mohalim that he felt lo tasig gvul reyacha, he would not want to take their job away. And his wife, a big tzaddiket, didn't feel comfortable that he would be a shochet and a mohel at the same day. You know, if his mind's on the animal, you know, it's not so enjoyable and comfortable to see someone who's a master shochet, who shechts animals and kills bulls with blood and with skill, to go into do milah. So he kind of didn't want to, take the milah at the same time. And he loved shchita because he really had a knack for it. He had a nature where he was able to understand the law as well and be an excellent shochet. And when you're a shochet, you have to sharpen that knife and you have to shecht the animal in the perfect way, and you can't be scared of blood. You can't faint. He was a sofer. He was a sofer. He would write Spreaker Torah. He would fix letters in Spreaker Torah if they were pasul. He had a very neat handwriting, very steady, very talented with his hands. He was a master carpenter, where he built all the tal stenders. If you ever saw a tal stender, it is truly a remarkable masterpiece, a magnificent work of art, in which you can see the talent of the angles, how they're grooved, how each stender has shoes. The wooden sides go into like shoes, into wooden shoes that make them stand very nice. They have a door that pulls open to you so you can relax and learn as the book is facing you. You can pull it towards you and you can sit in a very comfortable position. It's really one of the greatest works of art. Now, he made bookcases for the townspeople. He was very cheap all the time. He would really charge you. He would charge you $30 for a stender. Right now, those same towel stenders in Eichner's cost $165 a stender. But Avrohom, he wasn't out to rip off people. He would charge them just a little more than the price of the wood. I mean, it's hard to believe because the time it took and how you have to use a saw, you have to use a special table saw with angles. It's a little bit, chas v'shalom, not exactly the safest thing to play with these blades. But he would also feel that I'm helping people learn Torah, I'm building them their Sfarim shanks, their Sfarim bookcases for their Kolel couples, the Kolel homes, and I'm building stenders for them to learn Torah and to pray by. So he didn't charge much. He was a candy man. They would always give candy to the children. He was always the one that would tell people funny stories and a good joke to cheer them up. Even when he gave people haircuts, because he was a barber as well, giving hundreds of haircuts a month, perhaps thousands of all the Tal's people. It was over 500 people in Tal. The people used to get a haircut every month. He would tell them to be Torah, would tell them stories as they get a haircut. Such a wonderful person to be around. He was the kind of person where people just enjoyed being next to him. He had a perfect Hebrew where he would speak with poetry. He spoke English. He was a tremendous Talmid Chacham also as well, that he really loved learning. He never put a book down. If he wasn't giving a haircut, he was waiting for a customer, you'd see him reviewing with his Sfarim. His Sfarim were all worn out because he used them so much, especially his Mishnayot and his Aruch HaShulchan. He would always make time to learn Gemara with the Chavutot. And he would teach people for free. Nowadays tutors, they charge lots of money. But Avrohom, he would tutor people for free. He would teach people. He even taught people jobs. He even taught people how to be shochtim. He wasn't worried that someday they're going to take his job away because now they're shochtim. He had such bitachon, such faith in Hashem, that he would teach people. Can you imagine teaching someone your job without even worrying that now he's going to go open up a store next door and take it away? He let people apprenticeship him and to work together with him. He wasn't worried that they're going to be my competition. Such a bal bitachon, bal amunah, he had such faith in Hashem that, listen, Hashem provides the money, I don't have to worry. But as he used to go to Shechita, the Goyim were very anti-Semitic. The Goyim, they used to tease Rev Avrohom. They used to put grease in his boots. So that with grease in his boots, Shoftim, they have to wear boots that are like 15 inches tall so that the bloody river of blood that flows under the animal, because they have like water flow under to carry the blood into the sword. They wear these high boots. They'll put grease in there so that when the rabbi comes in the morning, a rabbi will have to get all greasy. very hard to get grease off your pants and off your skin. And they would put ugly pictures in his locker, pre-suit, of people that were a Christian cross. They would put all kinds of filthy things sometimes in his class, and all just to intimidate him, to make him feel awkward. And he hated having to work with goyim, but when you work in the Schlachthaus, in the slaughterhouse, shafting animals, sometimes you have to shaft 500 animals a day, you and a couple of shachtim friends, and you have to work with the goyim, because the goyim are the ones that after the animal's shafted properly, and it's labeled, if it's kosher, they have to chop it up. How do you chop a 8-foot animal into pieces? Would you get a bunch of kollel people come and let's chop? No, they have these machines and big, tall, 7-foot goyim that mamash have to pull these saws to slice the animal in half and to chop it in all different sizes and pieces and cut off the dirt, the garbage from the animal, make that dog food, cut off the parts that perhaps didn't look so healthy. They have to cut parts of the animal that are the most expensive meat. They have to put that in a special section. They have to wash the meat. They have to hose the meat. They have to package the meat. They have to put the meat in the cooler. They have to ship the meat. There's a lot of goyim working there, and these goyim, they're very anti-Semitic. They're very jealous to see a rabbi, this Rev Avrohom, a small man, and they don't start the day until he comes, because you can't start the butcher house until absolutely the shochet is there. Sometimes the shochet comes late. You know what they do? They take a gun and they blow up the brains of the cow. Shoot these bullets, big, thick bullets, inch thick, inch wide. They blow, shoot it, so the animal's head will explode. Sick, disgusting, barbarian. In the olden times, they used to kill animals when the shochet wasn't there. They would take sledgehammers and start smashing it on the head. The way we shuck an animal, it's the most humane thing. It's the nicest thing. The animal does not even feel it. I have pictures of shechita where the animal's neck is split open and the animal didn't even realize it. It happened so fast. The blade went right through, stopped the oxygen flow, stopped the blood flow. The animal doesn't even realize it. It's like a paper cut. That's the Torah. Our Torah is very pleasant. It's not gruesome. The goyim, they were telling my father, "Oh, you're a killer. The way you murder that animal, it's barbarous." They were telling him that the way he does it, it's barbarous cruelty to animals. They're majnun. Look how they do it. They mamish. They doesn't die. And when they do it, the animal goes, for 5 minutes, the animal's going to move. Excuse me. But shechita doesn't even know anything. It's like this. That's it. It doesn't even do anything. So they're of course retired. They're of course goyim, Shonei Yisrael, and worthless people. So what happened? They would bother Rev Avrohom, they would tease him, and they would sometimes play games on him, like take away his helmet. So he won't have a work helmet. If you work without a work helmet, it's very dangerous. Or they make sure he has the red helmet. Oh, that's great. That's the best thing. Animals colorblind, but when it's red, it can tell, and when it sees red, it gets very hyper, very nervous, because it senses that maybe someone's coming to kill it. And especially when you put a red helmet on your head and you're in a schlachthaus, which already smells like blood. Ooh, those animals are a little bit apprehensive. They're a little bit anxious to stick their horns somewhere for their safety. So what happened? They would tease him that he has to wear the red helmet, and they bothered him. But what can he do? He loved being this mitzvah of shechita. It's a mitzvah, and he loved doing jobs that were mitzvah. He didn't just want to do a job that was like heke without any mitzvah involved. Like, example, for instance, if I sell baseball caps, or if I sell socks or underwear, that kind of job, it might bring me a living, but it doesn't have any melachat shamayim in it. It doesn't have avodat hakodesh serving Hashem. He wanted a job that serves Hashem. So what happened? He went, and he was very happy, even though they teased him and they bothered him. They were much taller, because Rev Avrohom wasn't so tall. He was pretty short. He was very strong. He had a very wide chest, very big shoulders, but he was very strong, but he wasn't pretty short. And what happened? They were 6'5". They would tease him, they would make fun of him, they would swear around him bad words, just to try to get him nervous. But he knew he had to do his job, he had to be a shochet, he couldn't complain. One day, there was a bull in the pen. The bull had long horns, and the bull, when it saw the helmet, it saw the blood. He started shaking he started getting ready to charge. All of a sudden, usually they have the animal in a machine that like puts up its head and pushes up its feet so it can't start bucking its feet. And they have like a chain that pulls it up and hoists it around his foot. As soon as it's dead, it just yanks it up on this massive machine that starts putting it on the assembly line to be cut up. And as the animal broke loose from the chain, it was really mad, and it was really, really going to do harm. When they saw that, they ran out. They got so scared, they ran out. And even Avrahom's son, Mordechai was there that day, watching. And as he was watching his father Shech, all of a sudden he realized, my gosh, my father's corner, he's stuck in that corner, because the Shechet, like at the beginning of the room, is a very big factory, and like the animals coming through the door, this door, and the swinging door, and then like the Shechet's at that corner, and then the animal moves around the room, in a U fashion, and then again it returns, and like there's many goyim chopping it up very fast, and cleaning it, this and that, till it becomes the product ready for packaging to sell. And all of a sudden, this animal was stuck cornering, and Avrohom was sitting there with his feet in blood, and all that's in front of him is the goyim that was supposed to watch, and always make sure safety is good, just ran out, and they figured, who cares, it's just the rabbi anyway. And there it was, Avrohom himself, with Satan, as the rabbi was cornered by the bull. The bull was huffing and puffing and ready to charge. And Avrohom, realizing that he might be in trouble, said, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. The statement that we make every morning and every night, that we remember and we firmly believe that Hashem, our God, is the one and only power. No one can harm me unless Hashem already allowed it. And he said that pasuk wondering what will happen. And all of a sudden the bull, as it looked, stand up for the Rosh Kula. All of a sudden, the poor Shochet was standing in the corner. The bull charged. And as he was about to charge, with his horns penetrating the Rav, right then, it came close to the rabbi, and as it came close, it turned its head towards the goyim that were laughing and running away, and it was like, oh, hey, rabbi, oh no. And the bull started chasing them. They ran for their lives like you never saw, like the pants were on fire. And all of a sudden they had to get a rifle and they had to shoot it dead, blowing it up. But I'll tell you, Avrohom got the last laugh on them. So they stopped picking on him since then. They didn't do those anti-Semitic tricks on him, like putting grease in his boots anymore, because they realized that was nothing less than a miracle. To be holding a bloody knife in your hand with the red helmet and this animal's ready to attack, and the shochet obviously is not protected with a bulletproof vest or something like that, and not wearing armor like a soldier, and his odds of survival were not exactly large, and all of a sudden, it defied nature. Instead of attacking him, it attacked the guys who were running away and started chasing them. And at that time, they realized, and the Chaim Orcha was amazed. Chaim Orcha is like watching, here was his father in danger, and all of a sudden, everyone else was in danger except his father. But Shuat Hashem, Karafayin, Hashem can save a person in any instance, and that's exactly what happened. From then on, after Hashem made that Nes Galui for him, that miracle, they didn't pick on him. They knew, don't start out with this rabbi. It turns out, he would take people to Shechitah, he would teach them how to shech, and he wouldn't even charge them. Can you imagine what it is? I don't know if you realize, because you're too young to make a parnasah yet, but when you're making a living, you don't want competition. If you're a mohel, you don't want other mohalim in the block doing the milot. You want to do it. Because you want, now, if you have bitachon, you have trust in Hashem, that Hashem's the one who gives parnasah, and not your job. Hashem's the one who gives you money, not just that you work. So then you won't worry so much if there's a competitor opening a store similar to yours next door. And that was Rev Avrohom, such a Baal Bitachon. He had complete trust. He even taught people Shechitah for free. One day he was teaching my friend Moshe Wolf. Moshe Wolf is also a tzaddik.